Ladies, gentlemen, hello and welcome to Final Fantasy 415. Our cast includes and is limited to Edgelord number 1 through 8, and a lot of waifus. This game is best described as a bromance road trip simulator. Have you ever wondered what it's like to have friends? Do you want to touch grass but rather stay at home? Are you wasting your life playing video games? Do you feel the masculine urge to go outside and brutally exterminate each and every animal you see and commit tax fraud? Then my dear friend, this game is made for you. The game starts with this. How did we get here? Well, buckle up kiddos, cause that's the entirety of the game. You play as Prince Noctua LCS 114, the chosen Prince of Destiny to fight against the darkness and IRS, whose father kicks him and his friends out because they were seen drunk driving. And you never want to be seen drunk driving. And thus begins a grand journey across land and sea for him to reach his childhood friend and the love of his life, whom after all these years he's still connected with, and not through the internet or even phone calls. No, that would be silly, even though they do have smartphones in this game. No, they send each other letters in a book, strapped to a dog. And I must remind you, they quite literally live an ocean apart. This game is truly anime. Accompanying you in this journey are your three homies, Guts, the Slavic femboy, and the British the Japanese think they are. Approximately 2 minutes after leaving the Crown City, the car breaks down. I don't know about you, but I think the king could have given his son a car that wouldn't do that. But I guess he was just trying to save his baby from the IRS. But he could at least service the car, considering he's the king, and this was presumably planned months ago. I would say it's probably just a clever plan to introduce his son to his mechanic friend and his sexy grease monkey daughter. Again, this game is truly anime. Now Road Trip Simulator 2016 might be an open world game, but you're a fool if you think you're free to explore it. You don't even drive the car, the game does that for you, but that doesn't mean it prevents you from crashing it. And yes, I did crash the car quite literally at the first opportunity.
Well, I'd say that's far enough for today. Might be wise to leave the driving to me until we found our bearings out here.
First, we need to cross the sea. Before that, however, I need some money and some XP. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is not my first time playing this game, but the last time I did it, I just barely managed to do it. Not because the game was hard or frustrating, don't get me wrong, it was all of that. But it was like that because I was playing it wrong. You see, in this game, the optional missions are mandatory, because you simply need the XP and resources to finish the game properly. On my first playthrough, however, way back when the game first came out, I did not know that. I honestly don't know through what kind of dark rituals and black magic I managed to finish the game. Anyway, the point is I learned my lesson, and now I'm going to do every optional mission. Yes, Professor, what colored frog do you want this time? I was doing a level 10 story mission at level 29. Back with our quest of marriage at hand, at the seaside resort, we meet two gentlemen, one way more suspicious looking than the other. One gives us a coin and the other sends us to do his bidding. Each saying the Empire has closed off all forms of seafaring transportation back to and from what appears to be the only port in all Lucian Kingdom. One thing is clear, the second paid for the night. And that leaves only the first one to attack the capital city with the IRS. Because apparently, the king paid his taxes 1 cent short. And that was the coin he gave us. And let it not be said that the IRS takes their job or your money lightly. Now that the kingdom has failed, and the boys are stranded, we may begin chapter 2. Nothing much really happens, it's just a random filler arc with some extra shine. And the fact that I was doing 720 optional missions didn't help. It feels just like watching Naruto. And yes, I do know technically Bleach has 1% more filler episodes. But Naruto is way longer. And that's not even including the filler parts in the episodes. Anyway, the only important thing you need to know is that every king that has ever come has taken a smithing as a side hustle. And now, Noctua needs to find their weapons of mass destruction and take them, once again quite literally, to his heart and receive the power of the kings. And after finding 3 of those weapons of mass destruction, he takes some literal gods with them. A vision appears, and surprisingly it's not a schizophrenic, it's divine. Apparently, Titan is calling him over. The only problem is that Noctua or his friends don't know about that yet. So when they meet, that creepy old man who gave them a coin and he tells them he's gonna take them to Titan, they agree. They even spend the night together. And yes, case 6 is on the table. Now, a bit of history lesson of the gods. A meteor was falling and Titan caught it. That concludes today's history lesson of the gods. Now apparently being in close proximity to the meteor is hot. Like boiling your blood live hot. And our prince is not a fan of hot. So when the Titan reaches out to him, he fucking shatters his arm. Told you those weapons were strong. And now Titan is so impressed, he's giving Noctua his powers. And he disappears into glitter in the process. Which means the meteorite is going to fall. Which means everyone is going to die. Which means the boys can't refuse the right from the IRS. Surprisingly, the old man actually drops them off safe. But that means the IRS has their car now. And God knows when the IRS has an asset, they will protect it with sweat, blood and tears, and will give up their lives, but not the asset. Fortunately, the boys have 2 of the gods on their side now, which I believe would be half of them. And no, I wasn't lazy or didn't lose the footage. The second guy gives up his powers practically off a screen. Now it's time for a history lesson of the gods. He was sealed off somewhere. That concludes our today's history lesson of the gods. Now I could keep going, but I don't want to. This is probably gonna be too long, and I'd like to play something else. So there might be a part 2, but hopefully not. Stay safe, stay happy. Goodbye.
She plays there, more